Welcome to the weekly Turtle WoW News with Vrograg Radio Edition. I'm your news anchor org, Vrograg Fishlayer, here to bring you all the top server news for the week of July 8th, 2024. Let's get to it. I'm the orc, and here's the news. Top news this week was from a groundbreaking announcement coming from the team this Saturday about Turtle 2.0. The community first learned that the new custom game client will be coming in 2025. And more was gleaned about what it truly is in a follow-up Q&A hosted by Turtle WoW spokesperson Acalix. There is a lot to know, but after looking through the notes, videos, and rewatching the Q&A, here is the takeaways for the community to understand. Turtle 2.0 is a custom client made in-house for Turtle WoW. There will be two modes to play the game in, Classic and Modern, which reference either the classic lighting and look of Vanilla WoW as it is now, or a more updated version of Vanilla WoW that takes advantage of new lighting, rendering, and graphical settings offered through Unreal Engine, to give a modern twist to the classic vibe. The traditional look will have a very modest computer requirement, while the modern will be slightly more demanding. The two-pronged approach is to help allow any player, regardless of computer specifications, to still be able to play, while offering never-before-seen immersion through modern mode's updated visuals. This project has been something a whole separate branch of the Turtle team has been working on in secret for about a year, according to sources. This bold approach will allow unparalleled advancement in future development, as current issues with the vMango's 1.12 client are notorious to work around and often make more problems than they solve. There will be a beta testing phase when development is ready, so stay tuned to Turtle WoW News and pay attention to the Discord for any word on when that may open up. Of course, as a researcher myself, I strongly encourage community members to see for themselves the announcement trailer and follow-up Q&A. They are all available on the official Turtle WoW YouTube channel. In other teaser news for the Tower of Karazhan patch, there were images posted of new icons likely related to gear offered in the eponymous raid. Just a day later, a revelation came as to the identity of the third boss of Upper Karazhan, who seems to be some type of updated arcane elemental model. This yet-to-be-named boss resides in what appears to be some of the upper reaches of the well-known retail TBC Karazhan, but exact location is as of yet unknown. The script next to the picture also ominously reads, "Can you resist its magic?" It wasn't clear through various items added in previous patches. There is a strong likelihood that this boss will need a raid with arcane resistance, so start gathering now if you haven't already. That is all the time we have for top news this week. Until next time, I've been Vrograg Fishlayer. Thank you for listening to Everlook Radio. And remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Welcome to Market Watch Radio Edition for the week of July 8th, 2024. I'm your market analyst, Vrograg Fishlayer. All our data is gathered from numbers provided by WoWauctions.net. I use this data to make indexes of various markets as well as the S&P 200, an index of the 200 biggest and most influential commodities on the market today. Let's check it out. First, the Telebim. The Alliance S&P 200 fell 90 silver this week to 6 gold 30, while the Hordes index grew 1 gold 50 to finish at 7 gold 25. In the last 6 months, the Horde's S&P 200 has spent less than a month altogether at a higher index value than the Alliance. So this week, the performance of the Horde market is something of an anomaly. Generally speaking, either market has different weeks overall, but nowhere can this difference be seen more than in the fishing world. For the Alliance, an apparent ceasing of both supply and demand for stone scale all but devastated the index. It cratered from the mid-20s of gold to the 7th, down to just over 1 gold currently. Meanwhile, fishers on the Horde have been making a mint. The index started below 35 and has since skyrocketed to over 50 gold currently. However, this sudden jump has more to do with very low supply and a few opportunistic fishmongers gouging the price of stone scale up to 1 gold 50. So if you're an Alliance fisher, hold your stock until the market starts back up. But if you're on the Horde, consider posting discounted fish to beat the gouging and make some easy coin. Over on Nordinar, the S&P 200 had a huge leap between the 2nd and the 4th, shooting up from 7 gold 90 to a peak at 9 gold 75. It finished the week at 9 gold 30 after a mostly flat remainder of the week. Taking a look at the Enchanting Index this week, it lost a few silver, finishing at 4 gold 28. However, zooming out to the last 6 months, this index has been steadily appreciating in value, trending up 13%. While returns have not been the biggest headline for enchanting materials, they seem to be a worthwhile and profitable investment as market demand has continued to grow. Something to consider amidst the volatility of skinning, the market crash of herbalism a few months ago, and the looming threat of a fish market bubble popping. Speaking of great ways to make reliable gold, a seldom seen index I'm sharing today is the Blasted Lands Buff Index, comprised of the 5 tradable items needed for the 5 different buffs of the same name. This week, the items averaged out to about 67 silver apiece. While this number isn't huge like enchanting materials or flasks, it is worth noting that these items are relatively easy to get now that the mobs in Blasted Lands drop them at a buffed 80% rate, and the respawn timer of the mobs in question is universally a minute or two. Any enterprising farmer may want to consider trying their hand at gathering these hotly demanded items for a little extra coin. That's all the time we have for this week's Radio Market Watch. I hope you found some of the information here useful. Make sure to use wowauctions.net for all of your own market research. Remember to keep an eye on your coin, otherwise someone else will for you. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Welcome to Turtle WoW News' Community Bulletin Radio Edition. I'm your host, Frograg Fishlayer, here to bring you all the community news and updates on events going on in your community, for the player and by the player, for the week of July 8th, 2024. Xaviral called upon battleground enjoyers of both Alliance and Horde to jump into the custom battleground known as Sunnyglade Valley last Wednesday, when it was the battleground of the day. Reports came in that the Horde handed out many devastating losses to the Alliance during the event, and there has been boasting talk from them that the Alliance are scared. Speculation aside, there were some issues with bosses that were dead, but had corpses sliding around the battleground as well. But according to a recent bug tracker update, the problem that was fixed might actually be fixed for good soon. So if you're interested in seeing this custom battleground, make sure to take part in this week's Sunnyglade Valley Day. Happening on the 13th, 16 server time is when people are going to start queuing. On Sunday the 7th, Frey Islands Auditorium hosted a contest of roleplay fighting led by Grandmaster Clanek MacLeod. The various fighters were split into brackets based on skill level, and judging by pictures taken from the event, seemed to be a fun and hotly contested affair. A healthy prize pot was handed out for the winners. Wolf Skull Clan won the novice bracket, Blacktooth Grin won the professional bracket, and an unaffiliated person won the wild card bracket. Congratulations to the winners. May your journey to martial prowess continue. On the 4th, there was a recruitment drive in Stormwind Harbor for any and all seaworthy people wishing to bear deeper allegiance to the naval forces of Kul Tiras. It seems that some of the underemployed members of the greater Stormwind area may be joining up, but not without the watchful eye of the Stormwind Army recruiter noticing the effort. For now, it seems those wishing to roleplay as a green tabard-wearing ocean adventurer is on the menu for Turtle WoW community members. You have to admit, green is a good color. There are many forces stirring in Azeroth. Word is spreading about a more active Blacktooth Grin in Eastern Kingdoms, and there is an ongoing wargame between the various RP guilds working to lay claim to various areas north of the Thandal Span. So make sure to check out the Turtle WoW event channel to see what is going on in your community to make sure you can get involved. Whether it's events, pugs, or just general fun, Turtle WoW is more than a game, it's a community. So do your part in continuing that legacy. I've been Vrograg Fishlayer, wishing you all a fun week on the server. Loktar Ogar. Vrograg Fishlayer here, keeping you up to date and informed about all the latest changes and adjustments coming to you through the changelog. Today we'll look at the changelog for July 2nd, 2024, which hosted 8 separate changes. Let's check out the most impactful ones with this week's changelog roundup. A spell of good fortune has blessed Azeroth. Though none can say what transpired, reports have come in that endgame custom bind-on-equip rare drops found in Black Morass, Stormwind Vaults, and Karazhan Crypts are appearing 69% more often than before. Nice. After a mix-up with Azerothian's complex and downright Byzantine banking system, leaders administrating the various bank tabs noticed the records on who had permission to those tabs was lost every week in a filing cabinet somewhere. Investigators found the negligent banker was actually a gnomish shredding machine installed after a series of comical miscommunications. A new administrator, who isn't actively or knowingly a shredding machine of bank tabs, has been installed, and the bank error should now be fixed. Players attempting to complete a quest objective while being in a raid will now receive an error message in-game alerting them of their mistake. Leaders of the Infinite Dragonflight taking part in the struggle over Sunnyglade Valley were using forbidden, even for them, time magic to thwart death and remain active on the field of battle. The issue was raised to the higher-ups in the Bronze Dragonflight, who claimed the problem was fixed, but sadly it appears when those leaders in the Bronze Dragonflight were asked, they were in fact a week in the future. Hopefully death can stick for the bosses in Sunnyglade Valley this upcoming week, so long as there isn't another time mix-up. And finally, those lucky few who have defeated Saffron enough to earn the right to wear the Slayer's Crest were recently crestfallen to find out that invoking the magic words of power into the infused trinket was having no effect. Arcanists and paladins from the Argent Dawn investigated the matter and discovered that Saffron, ever wily, used some of his undead essence to change the correct pronunciation of the words of power needed to activate the crest. Now the item should work correctly and stack with other attack power effects. That completes the changelog roundup for last week. This week's changelog may be out soon, so make sure to check it out so you can keep on top of all the latest adjustments coming to Turtle WoW. I've been Rograg Fishslayer with Everlook Radio, reminding you all to stay informed because the deadliest weapon is knowledge.